Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Motormouth Morning Drive. I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins, and after more than 4 decades around the automotive business, I've learned one very important thing. Your vehicle will tell you what it needs. You just have to know how to listen. And that's what we do here. We talk about vehicle maintenance, repairs, ownership, buying and selling, the things that can save you money, and sometimes the things that can save you from making a really expensive mistake. So whether you're commuting to work, heading out on the highway, working in the garage, or just sitting there with that first cup of coffee, you're part of the Motormouth crew. So let's talk cars, let's learn something, and maybe have a little fun along the way. Grab that coffee, buckle up, and let's hit the road. This is Motormouth's Morning Drive, and we're getting started right now. So thanks for joining us. It's bright and early Monday morning. We've made it through the weekend, and summer is creeping away from us very, very quickly, and it's time to prepare our vehicles and get ready through the fall season. That is what I call the pregame. We are heading into the pregame, and I'm going to help you get there so that your vehicle is ready to do business with old man winter. Because I love the fall season, but sometimes it can change on us very, very quickly. So stick around. We're going to have our morning swiggy in just a few minutes. So if you're in the queue on the drive-through to get your morning gear all put together, we'll buy you a little bit of time so you can get that. And remember, it is Monday morning. You might want to recheck, check a check, plus check, and have a good look and make sure you've got all the goodies you need as you head off down the highway to work. If you have a co-pilot, he's going to need a package of 16 Crayola crayons and a leaf bag, a nicely fresh leaf bag. Lots of geography on there to take notes. And crayons are writing sticks. They always write. Yeah, it's that simple. We'll have the daily weather coming up from the Niagara region and the south shores of Lake Erie. I'll tell you, it's been one angry lake the last 24, 48 hours. And this morning, well, actually since yesterday morning, that would be Sunday morning, we've had so many storms rumble through here in these, what do they call them now? I finally got the term into my head, squalls. And what helped me was just thinking about winter and the south shores of Lake Erie, and we're sandwiched between two great lakes, Lake Ontario to the north, Lake Erie to the south. We're in the banana belt, and we get winter squalls that can last for days while everybody else is having sunshine. So I guess that's where they picked up that term, squalls. I call them flash floods because that's what they are. We just had one about an hour or so ago. The heavens opened up, and let me tell you, the poor gazebo, the roof on the thing was full of water. I had to get out there and in my skivvies and push the water off with a broom. So anyways, that's a little more information than you might need, but the weather's been, say all that to say this, it has been kooky, and a lot of people have been flooded out. So keep them in your prayers in the St. Catharines and Niagara on the Lake area. Basements have had up to 4 feet of water. And also consider those in your prayers that are in the fire zones. And I just happened to watch a little clip on Saturday from a YouTuber that was got connected with someone who lost everything in BC. And I mean everything. He allowed them to video. And, you know, he said this, if my neighbor had not come to let me know that the fire was actually getting a whole lot closer, we wouldn't have made it out alive. And they lost everything. Vehicles, workshop, tools, house, there's nothing left. The fire traveled 4 miles in less than 30 minutes. We can't even imagine standing where they are. So there are some GoFundMe set up for people in the BC area. If you can do anything, you know what? Every little bit helps. Well, let's jump in this morning. And we got to remember this. If it's all about you, then you haven't got life figured out. Because it's all about giving. There's only, my professor taught us for many years, there's only two types of people in the world. There's givers and takers, and you can't have your feet in both arenas. Pick one. You're either a giver or you're a taker. It's that simple. And life is about giving. And sometimes giving till it hurts. But you know what? Nothing feels better than when you've gone out of your way to help somebody and it all works out. How cool is that? That is so cool. You cannot put a price tag on that feeling. But if it's all about you and this is your world and we're living on your planet by your rules, well, not here in the Car Connection Workshop. It's all about 99.9% coffee, high octane, and we're going to have that in about 15 seconds here. If you're new to the channel, stay close. We'll give you all the skinny on how everything works here and how you can connect, because Car Connection now with more ways for you to watch, listen, and engage. So come and join us Monday through Saturday. Fridays are fun Fridays. That's open microphone. We just talk about what's on our heart and what's in my head pretty much. And Saturday is Q&A, 1 hour Q&A, questions and answers. And I want to thank the ladies that sent their questions in. Ellison, Diane, and Jean knocked it out of the park, friends. So if you haven't listened to that Saturday's podcast, outstanding. That's all I can say. The questions coming in from the ladies are they're fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So thank you for doing that. And we're going to send a Car Connection maintenance schedule out to all three of those ladies. So does it pay to connect? I don't know. You got to answer that yourself. Come in September, we're going to up the ante. I can tell you that. All right, on 3, 2, 1, let's have our morning swiggy, shall we? I think I've got this adjusted just right, but I just learned something yesterday about cinnamon, that it doesn't give you all the health benefits until you put it in oil. And I'm just thinking I need to do some research and find out, is it synthetic, full synthetic, conventional oil? What grade are we dealing with here? You got to pre-pump your cinnamon to get it to unlock all the stuff that we need in our bodies for our healthy gut. So, yeah, I got to do a little homework there. So on 3, 2, 1, let's thank all of our program partners, City Auto Sales and Leasing, providing Earl and Louise, providing you with a safe place to purchase a vehicle you can purchase with confidence and get nothing but honesty and integrity. Low mileage quality vehicles, fair prices. That's why they're the Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. If you or someone in your family is having financial woes, whatever it is, there are 6 pillars to a financial plan and a lot of stress that comes along with it when you're taking advice from those who don't really have fruit on the tree. You need to work with a certified financial planning professional like Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, my personal planners, and also my brothers from Other Mothers. With IG Wealth Management, they manage portfolios. So if you got an investment portfolio with the bank, you definitely need a review. I'm saying that for real. Like, that money is not making you anything. It's making them, but not you. If you're traveling with debt every day on your shoulders, you don't have an estate plan, you got 18-year-olds living at home, you need to find out what that means and what needs to be put in place. Mortgages, they have great rates and a fantastic team of ladies in the Winnipeg office. Just outstanding. Haven't had a mortgage with banks for many years now and don't plan on going anywhere soon. Life insurance, critical illness insurance, car insurance, the whole package may seem like an expense till you need it. It's a wise investment. So grab that hour and a coffee. Leave your money at home. You can book that any way that's comfortable for you, in person, in the boardroom, in a coffee shop, at your home, if you're comfortable with that. And the fellas will take great care of you. Get your questions answered. Bring clarity to your circumstances. If you're looking to build an addition to your home, and I see a few of them going on in our neighborhood, people are breaking out and making their homes what they want them to be so they can stay there longer. Well, Niagara Block at 5000 Montrose Road has been building Canada since 1931. So you want to check in with Kathy, Dave, and Dan Grimo, the next generation, continuing that building Canada since 1931. I think we should probably, give them a decent lunch break, don't you? Building supplies, so all the blocks that you will need to create that foundation are made fresh out of the ovens every single day. Any type of design that you're looking for, they can make it, and they do make it right there on site. Angle iron, rebar, hardscape, landscaping materials to beautify the outside of your home and maybe even create that backyard space, that outdoor living space you've always wanted. So check in with Kathy Grimo for referral to a contractor that knows how to get the job done. Estimate, design, start it, finish it, and you get to enjoy it. 905-356-2221. On 321, this is how we have our morning beverage. So whatever yours is, that's yours. You be you, okay? On 3, 2, and 1. That's top drawer, friends. I nailed it. Nailed it. That's good, and it's even hot. I timed it just right. Oh, man, that is good. We might have to take a break here, perhaps. I got it now. See, sometimes you just gotta turn that screw just a little bit more, and you go, wow, that made a huge difference. All right, for the weather in the Niagara region, the Golden Horseshoe, and the south shore of Lake Erie. As I mentioned already, the lake has been very angry. I saw one boater out there yesterday, and a big storm was hankering over the lake, and the sky was black. And I'll tell you, I think he had that throttle wide open. He fished just a little bit too long. When the thunder was booming, that boat all of a sudden took off. It was quite a ways out there, too, probably about 2 miles. It just looked like a little toy. Well, here's what we got for today. It is bright and early. It's Monday morning here in the Niagara region, and let's shift gears. Let's go to the rainometer right away. I had to get up early this morning, super early, and get the rain off the gazebo roof because it was sagging. Yeah, it was looking aged. 0.25 of an inch today in the Niagara region. In the last 24 hours, we've seen a half an inch. Yeah, I talk English language, Metric. I don't like metric. I think it's a tool of the devil, to be honest with you. It cost me a lot of money to retool my toolbox back in the 80s when everything suddenly in like 1970-something, we had to have metric. Yeah, and then there's a Jeep. And you need both when you're working on a Jeep because some bolts and nuts are metric and some are not. They're English standard. 58 degrees right now, partly cloudy. Wind is making it feel cooler, about 54 degrees. Rainy conditions from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. with mostly sunny conditions expected, yes, at 7 a.m. So today's temperature range here in the Niagara region and the south shores of Lake Erie is going to be 58 degrees to 68. Going to feel more like it's going to be a little cooler. You may want pantses on today. 53 to 62. Now, I'm okay with that, yeah, but, we're coming out of the steam heat. You'll feel it, because yesterday I was along the lake, and I dressed for it, and a lot of people did not. And they're going, you're warm, aren't you? Yep, I'm good. Thank you. Thanks for asking. And they're shivering, and I'm going like, yeah, we don't know what to expect anymore. Just take your whole wardrobe. Put your whole dresser in your closet. Get an armoire and put wheels on it and a trailer hitch. You got it then. You're covered for sure. More episodes and project details and links are available for you at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That has been our website for 31 years. We've changed it up. Don't worry about it. We shake it up here and there. ccbusnet.com is the shortest version we can get. You'll find everything on our homepage if you'd like to follow the build and repair work we do. We're not doing any custom stuff. It's just basic vehicle fundamentals. The things that you can learn, the 5 things, what it is, where it is, how it works, how you broke it, and how we can prevent that from happening again so you can break it again and pay for the same thing over again. So you're going to learn all the basics, where the fluids are, what do they look like, where are they located, how do you check them, what are we looking for, all those simple kind of things. What is all that gobbledygook of writing on the sidewall of my tire? What are they writing, a storybook? What is it, War and Peace? How much of that do I really need to know? Those are the things that we answer. And how can I keep my vehicle and engine and transmission running long term? Oh, update on Steve's 2010 Toyota 4Runner. He's just on the cusp of 650,000 kilometers. Okay, that was a public service announcement. There's no chance of me catching him. I'm just into 400,000 K on our 07 Toyota FJ Cruiser. Mileage doesn't matter, friends. That's where I'm going with this. Mileage doesn't matter. It's maintenance. So if you're not good at maintenance with the one you're trading time for right now and making car payments, what are you doing to the next one? And the next one. And the next one. Yes, I'm rolling my eyes. And the next one. Nothing. That's the definition of insanity. Why do you do that? You know, Steve and I must have been raised by the same parents. They'd say, buy quality and take care of it. That went for everything. I still have I have the original mountain bike that I worked really hard for out of my Hamilton Spectator money, because I had a paper route that Saturdays was 176 papers. Yeah, it was good times. All year round. Good times. But, you know, I bought my own bicycle, and I took care of it, and I still have it. And you can jump on it and take off and go for a ride. That's what we're talking about. It's just maintenance. If you're lazy, I can't help you. If you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you, you don't need to play the car game, I can't help you. You got to tune in, and you got to get locked in with Car Connection. We have officially, as of today, 250 podcasts in the bank on our YouTube channel. So we do put them also in iHeartRadio, which is mothership. But every podcast, when it populates on all the platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Podbean, wherever your friends pull their podcast from, tell them to type in Car Connection Workshop in the search bar, and they will find us. So all our podcasts land every single day, Monday through Saturday, into our YouTube channel. We have well over 500 videos for you to watch there. And today is production day. We will put three more videos up every single week, as we have, Skippy and I, 2 for Tuesday, 1 every Friday. And we shoot as many videos as we can in our production time allotted. And so we always have fresh content coming out. We just started a brand new series, pulling an old timer out of my vault. And you gotta listen to the backstory on this vehicle, and then you'll understand where we're coming from. It's time to get it back out on the road. It's been in storage since 2008. It's not rotted into the ground. It is a California car, and the maintenance has begun. And today we'll be shooting another series on that one as I go through the cooling system. And that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to be talking radiators with you, the importance of them. So cooling system is the number one most neglected system on any vehicle out there. Even if you're making payments into your 5th or 6th year, if you plan on owning it, you're going to need to do vehicle maintenance at some point. And let me tell you, even if you ain't listening to your car, it's going to get your attention when that moment comes. Nothing is maintenance free. Absolutely nothing. So that's what we're breaking out with our new series here on the podcast, Fall Vehicle Maintenance, one nugget at a time. So instead of me giving you 5 things like sucking on a fire hose, I'm going to give you one item at a time, talk about it so you can learn about it. And it doesn't mean you're going to head out to your driveway and pull these things apart yourself. But if you get a better understanding, then you won't be breaking things, and you'll be able to do like Steve and I and put as many miles on your vehicle as you want. So the talking heads, we're taking their lunch money and their milk money away from them. You don't have to stay in the car game paying for an automobile the rest of your life. They're not maintenance free. They're not disposable. And this is the thing. Somehow the mindset has kind of gotten in deep into the wood zone, if you know what I'm saying, because we can all be a little thick-headed, into believing that you just drive it, finish the last payment, and then you go, whoop, go and get another one. That is going to cost you a lot of money the rest of your life. Now, I mean, if you have stinking piles of cash that you've got so many bank accounts, you have to open a new one every single week. And as you walk, you're dropping cash everywhere. And you're wondering, who are these people that follow me every day, wherever I go? If you're that person, well, God bless you. But for the rest of us, I can say this. Almost 80% of Canada's population is about $200 or less from being bankrupt right now. Is money tight? Tighter than a frog's butt? Absolutely. So what is that car worth that's in your driveway right now? And I don't care how old it is. What is it worth paid off? You ready for the answer? I'm just the messenger. I'm not the message. Invaluable. Who cares what everybody else thinks? Well, why do you put money into that older car? Well, it's paid for. There's your answer. It's paid for. How about you? Yeah, whatever. Yeah. You don't need to go and buy things to impress people you don't even know and you don't even like. That's the world. You got to work smart, not hard. Smart. I did my time with car payments, and on the 07, I didn't even want to take a loan for it, but I did a small loan, and I said to Tony Miele, my planner, he goes, you're going to work your butt off to pay this off in 1 year. Okay. He says, you're going to eat lima beans 7 days a week, 3 times a day. Are you in? I'm in. Can I have a Brussels sprout with that too, just, as a chaser? Yes, just one. And I did. I did it. It was hard, but the challenge, I'm up for a challenge, and I pulled it off. And I said, at the end of the day, I said to Tony, unless I have cash, I'll never buy another vehicle on time again. I like the mental freedom. So let's get into it this morning. So everything for you is on the top right-hand corner of the homepage at ccbusnet.com, so you don't have to go surfing or anything. Our YouTube channel link is there. Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web. That's our community platforms. Come along and sign up and be part of the crew in the Motormouth community. Stevensville on the web, we put articles there. Click on the business tab to find us. Skippy, our videographer, put that vid. I'll get it out here in a minute. It is Monday morning. No coffee yet. Put that website together to marry community and businesses together in the Stevensville area. So if you don't know Stevensville, Google Safari Niagara. There you go. And then get some passes and take the kids out before the school goes back. But they have all kinds of things going on for the kids there. And there's lots of eateries and businesses. And so we are officially the automotive expert on that website. And it gets about 20,000 visits a month. How cool is that? That is super cool. My parents live there. My pops does. My mom's passed away years ago now, 2022. But between Skippy and I, we know a lot of people in Stevensville. It's a very quaint town to visit. So everything's there for you, our merch store. And keep this in mind, every piece of merch you purchase, all the funds go back to Total Freedom Addiction campuses in Canada and USA. And let me tell you, the addictions are on the rise, and there's no age limit. It's really bad. I've been keeping an eye on that, and it's heartbreaking. It absolutely is. And seeing people on the street living in a tent, and they're as high as a kite. I see it every week, and it's sad. In our own hometown here, it's really, really sad. So we can do something when they're ready to say goodbye to that addiction. Total Freedom Addiction campuses, been around a quarter century. They know what they're doing. So let's help them. And Skippy and I said, you know what? Let's not take any money from the merch. Let's just pour it right back in. Pour it right back in. So that's what we do. So everything is there on the homepage or website. The links for all the businesses and program partners are there as well. Just click, point, and open it. Let's jump in right now. We're talking Radiator this morning. If I say the term rad, there's some countries that have no idea what that means. So we're going to have to keep it long term. Radiator. So let's talk about that. Radiator, yours and mine. And if you watch the video on this 1992 Volkswagen Golf Cabriolet Carmen series from California, it now needs its upgrades and maintenance and preventative maintenance to get it back out on the road. So we're showing you this is how you do it. This is how you go through the vehicle. Why? I left you with 2 questions on Friday if you were tuned in. If not, you can pick that podcast up and get in there and listen. Listen and learn. And my pops is 89 and he takes care of his vehicle maintenance and tracks it and gets it into the shop. And he's one of these people where when he picks up the phone, you're supposed to take him in like 5 minutes ago. Yeah, so he likes to get it done right away so it's off of his mind. And he's got all his faculties. He's still driving. And what a blessing that is. That's huge. So if you're saying I'm too old, you might as well, if you were going to give Motormouth an excuse, you might as well say you got to make soup. Because that one I'll buy. The rest, no. You know, if you really want to do something, you'll do it. And a man convinced against his will is of his own opinion still. So I've dove in. There we go. We'll use that. That sounds good. We've dove into the 92 Cabriolet, and I've started on cooling system first. So you got to ask yourself that question. Why would Motormouth jump into the cooling system first? And I'm not tearing this whole car apart. I'm going at it one bite at a time. I have a list. I've already gone through the vehicle, and I have a list of things that need to be done. And the number one area, I'm not going to put this car down. That means I'm not going to rip it all apart like a lot of fellas do, and they got pieces, parts everywhere, and in the neighbor's yard, under the tree, in the shrubs, and the car is all in pieces. No, we're taking it one bite at a time, and the vehicle will be able to be started, run, and drive it out of the shop so we can get something else in and do a job for somebody that needs to get back out on the road, and money's tight. So we're doing the best we can. So that's where we need your help to help us to do what you may not be able to do for yourself. So that's what we're doing. It's not car down. When all the pieces go back in for the cooling system and all the fluids are done, then that thing can be started up and moved around. And if it was plated to go on the road, you'd still be able to drive it while you're fixing it. That's the whole idea. So radiators. Here's 3 questions here that I came up with. How old is that part on your vehicle? Use your vehicle. Age and mileage. That's your answer. Your insert answer here. How much longer will that radiator last? My answer? I don't know. But I look at the mileage and I go, And if you watch the video on the 92 Cabriolet, I cut its radiator in half for you. It's a cross-flow radiator, so the fluid runs left to right, not top to bottom. And I cut it open, and I'm doing a test on the video to show you, is the radiator really working? Looked all right. Yeah, we had some leaking spots, but it wasn't drooling out. It wasn't pouring out. It was just dripping very slightly. But it also has 189,000 miles on that radiator. Miles. It's California. Almost 200,000 miles. So how much longer would that radiator last? I don't care. It's out of there. Gone. So third question. What happens if it fails? Well, that answer I have for you. And I have proof in the pudding, too. Again, our YouTube channel. Go in and visit the 1992 Jeep TJ Wrangler Rescue I pulled out of a wrecking yard and we brought it back to life. And we're definitely going to do a short on that, me driving it down the street. You'll be able to watch the whole series on our YouTube channel and find out what exactly went wrong to put this thing in the junkyard. Yeah. You're going to be very shocked and awed that it may just be part of what I'm talking about right now that put it there. It just might be. You'll have to watch the videos. So here's what happens when the cooling system fails. And it's all the components. They're not all going to fail at once, but they all produce the same results. Are you ready for this on a Monday morning? You might want to have another swiggy. Catastrophic damage, premature engine failure, and damage to the automatic transmission as well, all at the same time. That's what the radiator will do for you. Guaranteed. It overheats the engine. And if you watch the video, as I've cut that radiator in half and I do a flow test, you'll get a better understanding about what I'm telling you. Every 100,000, radiator out into the scrap and put a brand new one in there. We got to keep the engine and the transmission components healthy. How are we going to do that? We got to prevent them from getting hot. And here's the problem. The radiator will not pitch a service light. It won't warn you. And the problem with the dash gauges, they're stupid. Remember when they, some of you may remember idiot lights. They're not much better than an idiot light. And I'll use my 07 FJ Cruiser as an example. The temperature gauge reads this: a C for cold, a midline, and then the red spot, which is the hot zone. So when the needle comes off the cold, whereabouts is 195 degrees Fahrenheit on that scale, from cold to center line? I have no idea. I have to take my thermal heat gun, and I did, and point it at the thermostat housing once the engine's up to normal operating temperature to verify where's the needle on the dash when I'm seeing 195 degrees Fahrenheit at the thermostat housing, where the thermostat's hiding. So I take the reading, go to the dash. I know where the needle should be sitting. How many of you do that? I'm going to say 0. And I'd probably be correct. So when would you know that your cooling system's running hotter than it should? So in other words, beyond 195 degrees Fahrenheit. So if the engine's running too hot or too cold, it's being damaged. So we have to stay on top of the cooling system to prevent catastrophic damage to the automatic transmission and the engine itself. So how important is the cooling system? And I'm going to keep reminding you of that as we go through every single component. Yeah, okay, you're not spewing antifreeze underneath on your garage floor or in your driveway, but that doesn't mean your cooling system is A-okay, friends, that it's maintenance-free. Those are just the suckers that lead you down the garden path, get you to believe it, because it's not true. They're obviously not technicians. They don't know what they don't know. That's why they don't have, because if they knew what they knew, they'd have it. And to know it, not do it, means you never knew it in the first place. An 86-year-old salesman said, Motormouth, how do you know when a salesman's lying to you? I don't know. When their lips are moving. So keep that in mind. These people that sell cars, God bless them, they got to put food on their table. But you know what? It's not their car. It's yours. It's not their car. Do they care if the engine goes? Nope. They're standing right there and going, we have a sweetheart of a deal for you right over here. It's not pretty to look at, but it'll definitely get you going where you need to get to. Not good enough. So you need to watch that video, folks. You need to tap into our YouTube channel, because that's where you can see the stuff I'm talking about. You can see it in real time. Yeah. And, I do get a little goofy, but that's just who I am. That's it. If you can't have any fun, stay in the closet. So How do we know those three things? I'm going to leave these three questions with you today. This is your points to ponder. How old is that part? Age plus mileage. How much longer will it last? I have no idea. If it's already past the limit. And I'm going to share this quick with you. I took the thermostat out yesterday and on the 92 Cabriolet, and it was a bit of a chore, and I knew it was going to be because it's been in there for almost 200,000 miles. So I ordered parts from Germany to go back on Volkswagen because your European cars love the German parts, period. You cannot, I'll share this. If you have a European car, don't try and treat it like a Chevy, Chrysler, or Ford. Don't. And those technicians don't know European cars for the most part. They're working on domestics. Or they're working on foreign. Nissan, Mazda, Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, Kia. They're working on those. European cars are a totally different breed, folks. You cannot treat them like a domestic vehicle. They like having their own components on there. And I'm going to shoot a video on that today as well on the 92 just to walk you through that and how important that is. So how much longer will that component last? So I'm standing there and I'm showing yesterday the door was open in the shop and I'm standing there and I'm looking at this thermostat. And I'm going, wow, this original thermostat's made in France. Yeah, that's what I said. Not, the Western world. France. It's stamped right on there, and it's made of brass and copper, of all things. There was no made in China anywhere on it, or Taiwan, or Bangladesh, or India. Stamped clearly, made in France. And it had the VW logo on it, and even the production date, which I thought was really cool. October 1991. Stamped right on it, clearly, Germany, and the Volkswagen Audi symbol stamped right into the brass. And the temperature, 87 degrees Celsius. All the information stamped on it. Everything textbook on that thermostat. And the person looks at me and goes, well, is it still working? I said, maybe. I said, I haven't never run this engine long enough to know, but I kind of sort of figured out that it probably has never been changed. Well, why would you replace it? There's the question. Well, I said, if this little sucker right here snaps shut and does not open, catastrophic engine damage due to overheating. It'll buckle the cylinder head and all kinds of damage, and that's it. It's over. The damage is beyond what you're going to want to spend. Trust me. She goes, from that? I go, yeah. So for $13.66 for another German-made thermostat, would you risk, here's your last question today, would you risk taking out your engine and your transmission for $13.66 Canadian? Thought I'd put that in there. Yeah, before tax. So it came out to like just shy of $16. Could you replace your car for $16? Could you fix a broken engine for $16? Could you replace the automatic transmission because you burnt the fluid, burnt the clutches and the discs and the plates and everything for $16? Then the person looks at me and goes, might want to change that. Yeah, you think? Or would you rather put it back in and see how far it'll go? And then you go, wow, the engine didn't blow until I got to 200,000 miles. That's amazing. That's not preventative maintenance. The whole idea here on this vehicle, and please watch the videos, is preventative maintenance, upgrades, and making this 1992 Cabriolet, Volkswagen Cabriolet, completely reliable. Completely reliable. Everything working, everything maintained. It's like coming off the lot for the very first time. How cool is that? Well, stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll be covering the thermostat. And I apologize because I won't be able to show you one from the microphone, but you will be able to catch that on our YouTube video. We'll be covering that today in whole. So stick around. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, you best be doing that. Get subscribed, ring the bell, notification bell so you don't miss a single episode. We keep them around 15 minutes. Sometimes if I'm just trying to wrap a series up, episode, we might push it to 20, but if I go beyond that, Skippy will give me a beating like a bad donkey. Yeah, and leave a mark. So I don't want to go there. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about the thermostat. So I hope you get the big picture about this component, radiator. And you go watch that video where I cut the radiator in half and I show you what's called cross-flow test. You'll be shocked at what I show you, the results. But if you were standing there looking at the radiator, you'd be saying, well, how much longer would it last if I just leave it in there? I don't know. Tomorrow? Next week? But I mean, if you're wanting to take it into the scrapyard, you're heading that way because you're going to blow the thing up. It's going to blow up. So watch that video on the 1997 Jeep TJ Wrangler. What put it in the junkyard? What was the final blow that put that vehicle that we brought back to life? We rescued it. What put it in the junkyard? It has everything to do with the cooling system, friends. Make it a great Monday. Thank you for passing by. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another edition of Motormouth Morning Drive at 8 a.m. And peace, patience, and kindness. Happy, healthy motoring, and watch out for the other guy because you know he drives like an idiot, right? You know that? Okay, super. Make it a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now.